Connect Show. We're here to rock it from Milwaukee to everywhere on the internet. Is that me or it's 01000 live at least? What's the O stand for? Oh my gosh, it's Fusion. That's right, it's the Connect Show. My name's Mitch Nels, aka Thunder. That was a little tribute to Good Morning Vietnam. It wasn't great, but it was okay.
It was pretty good.
Yep. As always, here with my friends Tracy and Kim, who are going to knock it out of the park today. Cannot wait for this special edition of the Connect Show. Yes, I mentioned it's Fusion. Tracy's going to tell us all about that. What a fun day we have planned today.
Yep, we do. So welcome everybody to the show. Today is Fusion, and it's our quarterly show. We have this every 3 months, I believe, and every time we have it, it's a little different than the last time. We do different things. Today we're going to have on some past guests, some new people, but it's all about being local, which is pretty exciting. All about.
And for some reason, there's a lot of food today, I feel like.
There is a little bit of food.
A little emphasis on
bit
food,
of food,
yeah.
yes. Again, my name is Tracy Champagne, and I'm joined here with my partner, Kim Neck.
Thank you, Mitch and Tracy. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fusion. I am Kim Neck, like they said. Our Fusion show is always a ton of fun. We have a live studio audience today.
Yep.
Can we get some woo? We have a live studio audience today. We get to talk to so many fun people. We're going to taste some good treats, maybe. We're going to see some fun products. And we got another studio audience. Yeah, I love it.
That's awesome.
We're looking forward to our conversations very much today.
And we'd like to start off by thanking all of our sponsors and our partners. The Connect Show is brought to you by Connect Media Live. We help businesses reach one-to-many through social media, video, and web development. So if it's time for you to move from one-to-many, please contact us and we can help you. And if you'd like to have a show just like this show right here, contact us about that as well, because we can get you all set up and get those guests.
Absolutely. What I like to say about Connect Media Live is that, you talk to Tracy and you talk to Kim, and they're the networking gurus, and we're going to get into that a little bit later. So they can help you with the one-to-one. But when you're ready to go from one-to-one to one-to-many, that's when you bring in the whole team of Connect Media Live. Yep. Everybody should have their own podcast, vodcast, TV show thingamabob.
It's getting to be that time of...
It's
just getting to be the way it is.
Everyone's really enjoying it. So.
One of our guests, I think just a couple months ago, Paul Newberger, I was reading in his newsletter today that there's like 3 million podcasts right now. It's crazy.
How do you find time to listen to all of them?
Can I be honest with you?
You find the ones you like.
I don't think I've ever listened to like a full-on podcast. I don't subscribe to any. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
How do you learn about Earth?
YouTube.
If you don't listen to podcasts.
YouTube. Too busy. We also have to thank our sponsor, Expansive Workspace. We broadcast the Connect Show every week live out of Studio A5. Amazing brand new space. We get to look at some beautiful things happening in Wauwatosa. You see the cars moving out there. That's real. That's real. That's not played in for TV. One of our guests today happens to be in the location right behind me, which we love. So come visit Expansive. If you want to be a part of the community, go to expansive.com. There's location in Milwaukee, Tosa, Madison, just in Wisconsin, and it's nationwide all over the country.
You didn't want to throw our friend Abby under the bus today?
No. You can.
We love Abby, and she's amazing. Whenever I walk in here, it's her smiling face that I see first.
Always.
Well, she's at the downtown location today, so I walked in, and I was a little sad. There was no big smiling
water.
face.
And there's
right.
No water.
The water and the coffee.
No coffee.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
miss
Keurig
you,
coffee.
Abby.
Right. There's Keurig coffee, but
Yes.
there's not. So Abby, we miss you and we need you, and come back.
It's not the Abby specialty.
Exactly.
Darn it.
And we want to remind you that you can be part of the show. You can watch, you can comment, and you can even have more impact. So if you're out there listening to us right now, email us at the ideas. I did it again.
Yeah, that's okay.
Let me go back. Email us at ideas@theconnectshow.com. See, I want to put the in front of ideas.
Yeah.
There's no the. It's just ideas.
You know what we could do? We could create that email address as well.
We might as
so
well.
That one,
I think we
so
should.
that went to
and
the
then
same
it can
inbox.
just forward to it. Yeah.
Right, exactly. But it's
should.
ideas, one word, IDEAS, ideas@theconnectshow.com.
And share what you're seeing right now. Our live studio audience, hopefully our guests will be sharing this feed along on their platforms as well.
What? I got to do that right now.
See, Mitchell, just do it while I'm talking. That's
Absolutely,
fine.
yeah.
Share it.
I'm still listening. Don't worry.
Yeah, you can get more people to watch the show and more people to potentially be guests. Usually we have Mitch preview our upcoming guests. But today is really, really special. We have a lot of guests for Fusion. So Fusion is really great because it helps us to support small local businesses. And today's Fusion event, in my opinion, is really nice because they're not normally people we would have on the show. They're not, they're not coaches or consultants or that kind of stuff. They actually, most of them have a tangible product or something to sell. And Tracy, Mitch, and I are all about supporting local, John too. And so this is really a great opportunity for us to showcase some local businesses in our area. So.
And the Connect Show is better when it's interactive. So if you're out there on LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook watching this show right now, please make comments in the chat because we will see them and John will bring them up and we'll be able to hear your comment and have voice opinions and thoughts about it. So
absolutely. We are here to interact, and the show is so much more fun when it is interactive, like you just said.
It is, yeah. And if you have questions for our guests while they're doing their presentation, please ask. We'll try to get to them. Right.
You don't have to have like the most earth-breaking quote of the day or something super insightful. Just interact and say, I like to say when I do my weekly Facebook Live, I say, let's just do a roll call. Yeah. Like if you're here, just say hi. Yeah. Let us know you're in the room. If you have something you want to share, if it's on topic, great. If it's off topic, we'll decide when to weave it in, but we'll weave it in. Yeah. We'll get it in. And that just makes the show so much more fun when you tell us, when you check in and let us know what's on your mind.
It's also fun to know where people are coming from, too.
Yeah.
So if you say, hey, I'm coming here from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, or I'm coming here from Canada.
Or Watoma.
Who knows? Watoma?
Schwabenon.
Yeah. All those great Wisconsin cities you only can pronounce if you're from here.
Minocqua.
That was good, too.
Oconomowoc.
That was good.
Oconomowoc?
That's how
people not from here.
Yeah. Right.
Real quick aside, I had a friend from Boston who came to the University of Madison as a freshman, and he had a fake ID. And it was from Waukesha. And he goes up to the bar, and they say, where are you from? And he says, Waukesha. The guy took out scissors from his back pocket and cut it in half right away. Said, you got to learn how to say our names, buddy. Yeah.
That is perfect.
Yes.
Absolute perfection.
We still laugh about that one.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. You had me laughing. I'm sure it happened some time ago.
Oh, yeah.
We're all here as volunteers for the Connect Show. So Mitch, Tracy, myself, John, we do it all to help bring great information to you. If you have any interest in becoming a volunteer, if you have something to give to the show, email us at ideas@theconnectshow.com. Let us know you're interested, how you could be involved, and what you might bring. I want to thank everyone that is involved because without us, there'd be no Connect Show, right?
That's true.
So, John, do you have anything behind the scenes for us today that you'd like to dip in on Fusion?
Well, there's not much going on back here. We're just organizing all of the graphics and making sure that all the interaction can happen in real time, like the chats. Here's Emily is saying hello from Rely Local West Allis and Tosa.
Cool.
Nice.
Excellent. Thanks for checking in, Emily.
Rely Local, good friends of the show.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm real excited about the show, and I'm just hoping that when our first guest comes on, that a couple of those donuts over there can make their way over to this area of the room. Just throwing it out there. I know that's
Freebies Bakery.
There you go.
They are local.
There you go.
John is a little broken behind the scenes. He can't get over there to get the donut, so it's torturing.
I was going to say, our friend John broke his foot in 27 places. Yeah, I didn't even know you had 27 places on your foot. All right, maybe it's just 3. Yeah. But poor John is in like a little boot thing, and he's got crutches.
But boy, is he getting around still? Like
he's doing
it. Right.
Yeah.
I offered to give him a piggyback ride earlier. He just sent me on errands. Actually, he said no, you just go. Yeah, later. Okay, later. All right, we're in for that later for sure. Okay.
He's like not going to let you go for that.
No. All right, let's. Hey, I'm here for it. Let's go.
Poor guy's second floor now.
It's Fusion, right? There's no rules on Fusion.
No rules. Mm-hmm. I don't think we have rules, period.
And I believe, I do think we have a quote today, though.
Yeah.
Is it Brene Brown?
Yeah, Brene Brown, esteemed author and motivator and all that good stuff. I know we have one of her books that my wife and I like constantly are leafing through and finding just really good stuff.
Good
Nice.
nuggets.
Yes.
Good nuggets.
She's a very wonderful human being. She defines connection as the energy that exists between people when they feel seen, heard, and valued, when they can give and receive without judgment, and when they derive
Sustenance.
That is, I have never heard of that word before.
Sustenance?
Sustenance.
Substance. Yes,
Sustenance.
sustenance and strength from the relationship. So, what does sustenance mean?
Like depth, like
I
meaning.
thought that was substance.
No.
You thought that was substance?
Maybe you just threw a B in the word.
Maybe.
Yeah, you might have. Yeah.
You might have just added
So you
it.
might know the word. You just, you got to, flip the
I'll have
substance.
to Google that later.
Yeah. Yeah. So sustenance is like, one definition of it is like things that sustain you. So, so I love that because on the Connect Show, obviously, we're all about connections. We're all about interacting with others. And I really thought of the two of you when I found this quote because when you talk about energy between people, I mean, you guys feed on that and you guys also create it. Like you guys create energy with what you do on a daily basis.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that falls into networking where I'm seeing the feel seen, heard, and valued because we talk so much about building relationships, so much. And you can't do that. You're not building a relationship if someone isn't feeling seen, heard, and valued. You're not building a relationship at all. So I think that's really, really cool. I like that quote a lot.
Yeah.
Might steal it.
Go right ahead. Yeah.
So go check out her books.
Right?
Yeah. And her books
Exactly.
are great. And so.
I need more books to read and time to read them. So
Mitch, you have a question for us today?
Yeah, I didn't even put up a question of the day on our script because I figured I'd launch one. So it's basically off the quote we just looked at, but it really focuses on a lot of what the two of you do. Where do you get the energy and the passion to do the type of networking and the type of connecting that you do? And how can you help other people, maybe who are more on the introverted scale or whatever that might look like, have that, that energy is going to look different for every person. But introversion doesn't mean you don't have energy for connection. I think we all have energy for connection. It just looks different. So where do you find that passion and that energy to keep motivating, to connect and to network?
I don't do it about me. It's not about my energy. It's about helping everyone else around me. So it's really not, it has nothing to do with me or really finding energy. It's just, to me, it's a task I'm going to do. And I set myself up to do it, and I'm going to do it to help others. There was another part that I was going to go at with that. I could talk about this, I think, forever.
Yeah.
I think forever.
And so I was going to say, even though it's not about you, when you realize that a connection occurs at
Yes.
one of your events or whatever, is there an endorphin push? Is there
Yes.
a high you get from that?
Yes, absolutely. That was the other thing that you mentioned was the introvert part of it. So for introverts, I feel like there's always extroverts at some of the meetings. And I think if the extroverts seek out the introverts, that's almost an instant connection because they're making them feel more welcome. There is always someone at every networking event of mine that questions like the new person in the group and says, "Hi, how are you? What's your name?" I had, I think, 3 or 4 new people at my event yesterday, and the whole half of the table will ask them who they are. And so that really makes the introverts feel a little more comfortable.
Well, seen,
And I
and
always
also
see it.
seen and also valued.
Yes.
Kind of like we saw in that quote.
And so I always see it when I do Tracy's think tanks. I always call on someone I've never seen before because she'll do like, okay, you explain yourself, do your 30-second intro, minute intro or whatever. And then you call on the next person to go. I always call on someone I've never seen before. So they instantly feel, sometimes they feel like, oh God, what do I do? But
Right,
they've
that
seen a
spotlight.
few of us go, right? So it's not like you're first in the room. You go, you've seen a few people go. Now I want you to feel welcome.
Yeah, that's great.
So.
Yeah. And Tracy, how do you feel? Where do you find that energy?
Where do I
in
get
that?
the energy from?
Yeah.
Well, I think like for me to have the energy to go to the networking events and do all the networking and have it be successful, I have to first be good in my own personal space. Like I have to be taking the vitamins and like doing all the healthy things.
Yeah.
Like literally, if you're talking energy, Like that's where I get the energy from. Because otherwise, if I'm feeling sluggish or behind the or not organized, or I'll go to the networking event and it just won't be as energetic about it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I recently got to host a networking seminar kind of with our friend Brent Halfosson. And one of the things that I lead with when I talk about networking is that if you've signed up for the event, or you're talking about, you need to feel healthy and you want to feel good. If you've signed up for the event and you're in that Zoom room or real room, you've already got a couple wins under your belt. And it's okay to be kind to yourself and to think of it, hey, I signed up for the event. I'm in the event. Yeah, maybe I'm not feeling my best, or yeah, maybe I'm feeling a little introverted or shy as an extrovert, or whatever it might be. But you know what? I made it this far.
Yep.
I'm in the room. And it's okay to give yourself kudos for that. It's okay to pat yourself on the back. It's okay to be kind to yourself and to just say, I'm here.
Yeah.
I made it here. Let's see how the rest of it goes. You don't have to be overwhelming or bubbling or crazy with energy, because you already have those wins. So, in sports, we call it stacking successes. You already have some of those successes. Stack them up and feel good about yourself.
Yep.
I love that. Feel good about yourself.
Yeah,
no matter
it's
what.
okay.
You
It's
made
okay.
It. You did something.
Right.
And
Yes.
if you didn't do something, hopefully there's another time that you can do it too.
Like there are some Tuesdays at 9:59 where one of the three of us don't feel our best.
Yeah.
Whatever, something's going on in our personal lives, or something's going on at work, or whatever it might be. But you know what? We made it here.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Let's celebrate that win and let that momentum carry us to have a great show.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're here for, to have a great show, everybody.
What a great question, Mitch.
Thanks.
Great. I think that was great.
That's why I didn't want to write it up, because I didn't know exactly how I wanted to word it. And I wanted you guys both I didn't want you to think about it. I wanted you both to just answer. Because you do both have such passion and energy for, and you might say it's for helping others, but part of that is because of your energy, that helps others.
Sure. And I don't look at it like that. I don't look at it for me. And sometimes being forced to look at it like that is a really good thing too.
Yeah.
And then you can't forget, even if you don't have a lot of energy and you're showing up and you're doing the thing, somehow you'll leave with more energy than that you started with.
Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
you'll gravitate everybody else's energy.
Well, and then it's a successful event, right?
Then
At least for
when
you or for
leave
people
better
around
than
you.
the way you got there, then you're doing something right.
Absolutely.
So
Awesome. So keep networking, everybody, and keep celebrating those wins.
Absolutely. We have nothing going on in the chat. Where are the people? We see that you're watching. Tell us where you're from.
Chime
Say
in,
hello,
roll call.
Chime in.
Yeah.
What do you think about networking? Question of the day is always for you guys as well. So definitely, we don't have anything behind the scenes going on. We've got John Taylor. We have a few words going on from one of our sponsors, Wild Calm. Can we hear from them today?
Keep talking.
He's not quite ready.
Yeah. Oh, there he is.
There he is. He looks. There you go.
Here next to the beach, I feel like Phil Dunphy from an episode of Modern Family or something in front of the TV screen. But I want to tell you about Wild Calm. And Wild Calm is it's a new CBD oil company that we got involved with. And it's completely THC free. So for me, I've been sober for a long time. So not having psychoactive effects as a result of taking something like CBD were very important to me. It's also important for people who may be pregnant, become pregnant, who are on other medications or don't want to have the feeling of being high, but would like the benefits of being on CBD, such as elite athletes. So when I started taking it, it really helped me sleep well. Deep sleep where I felt really refreshed and energized in the morning. The interesting thing is, it not only helps me sleep, but in the morning when my mind's going all over and I got a million things to do, we have shows going on and all these different things, I can take it and it helps quiet the chatter. And it doesn't alter my brain. It just gives me more focus and I'm able to be more productive. So if you'd like to learn more about Wild Calm, we're going to put a link in the show notes, but we're also going to put a coupon code. So if you'd like to try it, there's going to be a special opportunity to get a discount and see if it's right for you. So back to you, Kim and Tracy and Mitch.
So what about travel insurance? Is it really necessary?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. I got lost.
John got a little lost. We're having fun.
Yes.
It's fusion. It doesn't matter. We have
Mitch has changed into a different person.
Mitch has changed. We have so many fun guests today. We have Ann Matuzak, who is sitting next to us. She's getting ready for her time to shine. Ashley from the Golden Nest. If you guys haven't been to the Golden Nest, you're missing out. Diane Creekmer. Sandra Heft, who is our makeup consultant. Lisa Richardson. Darian Brown. Charlene. I'm sorry? Duran, see. Charlene. Oh, she's got the nut butters.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I can't wait. Can't wait. As a reminder, as we get going on Fusion today, help our community grow, reach out, invite a person, share this. Anyone can be a part of this journey and can benefit from it. So please like, subscribe if you're on social. This little act goes a very, very, very long way. Adam Molbeck says Golden Nest, yum. I kind of have a secret menu item that I happen to order from there. I don't know if they'd like that. I would tell anyone that. We'll ask her. And my clicker stopped working.
That's okay. We're ready to move on with.
Yeah, we're trying, but the clicker's not working.
Well, we're okay. We don't have anything else on there.
Oh, we don't.
That's the last slide.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the last slide. All right. Well, that's why my clicker didn't work. We're
Right,
done.
Exactly.
We're done. We're throwing that thing away. It's not a vape pen. It's a clicker.
So welcome Ann to the show. You want to tell us a little bit about you and your business?
I am so excited to be here today. I'm Ann Matuzak. I am the Photo Solutions Guru. So what does that mean? You know how people have a collection of photos, VHS tapes they can't watch, tons of digital media scattered across all sorts of platforms? Well, I take all of that, bring it together into one place so the entire family that wants to enjoy it has a place to celebrate and share their memories today and for future generations.
Nice.
How do I do that?
Yeah.
Well, you know, most of the people that I encounter have something that looks like this. They have stacks of photos. They have negatives. They have little negatives. They have big negative. They have horrible little disc negatives that are terrifying.
Wow.
They have slides. They have VHS tapes and more VHS tapes because truthfully, no one has just one. Reel-to-reel film, cute little books from some of their kids, from all of their kids. And then we get to the stack of CDs and DVDs. Oh, I found that audio tape that you made, that mixtape. And then there's the camera cards. And I have these 17 flash drives. And could you do something with this phone? Because I saved it. It has a picture on it. And this is what people bring me. And the truth is, whether it's printed or digital, people are overwhelmed. They feel guilty because they haven't done anything with all of this. And if their mess is digital, they're terrified because it's so easy to lose a phone, have a computer crash, bring me one of these nice little hard drives and say, yeah, what can you do with this? And my job is to bring them joy, give them peace of mind, and give them a home for their photos. And so we go from all of this crazy stuff into something that they can all enjoy. Something that's as simple as putting it on your iPad and being able to have the entire family sign in, only if you can remember your password. And I use one partner for all of that. And that partner is called Forever. Okay. I own my own business. My business is my name, Ann Matuzak, the Photo Solutions Guru. So I only choose partners that I've really vetted. And Forever, I've gone to their home office in Pittsburgh. They do the conversions for me of 8mm film and VHS tapes here in Green Bay, Wisconsin, for everywhere in the U.S. and Canada. Everything comes to Green Bay.
Wow.
Which is a good thing. Shouldn't we all go to Green Bay?
Bring it to Wisconsin.
You know? And then I get a chance for my do-it-yourselfer people. I help them with the whole process, but they're good to go, right? They know what they're doing. But for other people, they come to me with this old family photo book that, one person has a copy and you can't get that copy. And so I take it, I'll copy the entire book. I'll help restructure it so that it looks very much like the original book. And even copy the cover so it's the same cover that
Wow.
everybody remembers. And now we can order 10 copies if we need to.
Right.
All the cousins get it. No one has the ability to be the keeper of it and lock everyone else out. Sometimes
that can happen.
Sometimes it's no kidding. You can't, you
Yeah.
can see it. You can take a picture with your phone, but you can't take that photo.
Yeah.
Because we've all had photos that we said, here you go, make a copy, and you never
get it back.
Yeah.
And it's always your
Absolutely.
best pictures.
Yes.
Sometimes people hire me from crazy situations like a Bible camp called Pine Cove. They had this collection of pictures from when they were founded back in the 60s, and they wanted to do an album for every decade. That's a lot of pictures. That's a lot of crazy. And let me tell you, a lot of the pictures from the 80s are not so good. But I scanned them, I organized them, and I
Wow.
made them a book that anyone
That's awesome.
that went to camp should be able to find themselves somewhere in these pictures. And I even was able to link their founding video from their account with a QR code so they can scan that and watch the founder from the 1960s tell the story of where Pine Cove came from.
How cool is that? It's a yearbook. I mean,
Yeah, it
of
looks
like a
their-
decade book.
Yeah, a
Yep.
decade book. Yeah.
It's a decade book and highlighting the crazy stuff of this camp. And these are kept in their museum. And then at the end, anyone can order a copy of the book if they find themselves or their grandma. We're talking the 80s here.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and order a copy of this book. And so it's been really fun to meet people where they're at in whatever their photo chaos is
Mhm.
and find a solution for them, whether it's all of this or whether it's finding a way to make a copy and pull photos off of a hard drive.
I have the photo chaos for sure. I have Rubbermaid totes full of chaos. And I did not know you did cassette tapes.
Well,
There is one of me
there are things in
singing.
here I didn't even know
Sing-
existed that she does.
Right.
Well, there's things in here I didn't know existed until I started into this world. The number of sizes of negatives, the types of different slides. I'm up to 9 now, different types of slides that I've encountered. And videotapes, there's big ones, there's small ones, there's micro ones.
Yeah, they fit inside of a bigger cassette tape.
Yep.
I have some of those. Yeah.
I've even converted answering machine tapes because people save that special voice, right?
Yes.
You got that message. I've had people bring in their phone and say, I have the last message on here from my mom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can
Yeah.
you save that for
Yeah.
me?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I love being able to not just time the chaos, but to bring joy to them and to
Mhm.
give them something so special and so meaningful. So I also will convert different pieces of media. Lots of people save wedding bulletins. They save funeral bulletins. They save, all of the report cards from your children from school, which none of your children ever want to see again, by the
No.
way.
No,
But-
talks too much in class. That wasn't ever a report
And
card
all
I
of
ever
their
had.
projects. I mean, I have bins of projects.
Right.
Bins.
And so isn't it fun when we can just scan them, have a picture of it, and in your Forever account, you can actually write in a description that stays with the picture. So you can say, Bobby in 3rd grade finally learned how to write his name forwards instead of backwards. And, and you can tell the story that goes along with it. And then it's saved not just for today, but it's a home. And when you have a home, you buy it, right? You own your home. Well, you own your digital storage, and it goes with you from you to your children to your grandchildren.
Yeah, and with all the changes in the way that we've taken photos in the last 100 years, even like the things that you've just showed us and all the different ways to take photos, videos, it's impossible for anybody to keep up with all of that stuff.
My favorite phrase from people is, I'm going to tackle this when I retire. First of all, I have never met a bored retired person. Like my parents, I have to get on their calendar. Do you have
To
time
be
for
seen.
me to?
It is true. It is so
You
true.
know.
They get more busier after they're done working.
And if you look at all the technology I have in here, imagine what new layers we'll add in the next 5 years.
Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of scary too, right?
Yeah.
Because you're just going to get more and more chaos and more outdated. I said sometimes I speak the language of photos. I have to know antique technology. I have people bring me floppy disks. I have pictures on here, and they're really, really important.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do something? And
Sure.
the answer is always yes. And sometimes after that, it's okay. How am I going to do that? But that's part of what I do. You know, I'm certified as a photo manager. I'm certified as a family movie specialist, so I can translate all these different languages. Certified forever educator, so that I can help people with the process. I have clients that are from all over the place, and Zoom really helped that as much as I didn't
Right.
enjoy the Zoom part, because I like to be together.
Be able to do it, yeah.
So I can talk through to my client in Delaware and talk her through the process of getting the stuff done herself. And then I can proofread the book when she gets done. And so we put it together in a way that's important to her. And she has the satisfaction of ordering it. And I know that she's done something that's going to last. And it's a joy. Like I said, some people bring me one picture. I do have some people that bring me one VHS tape. It's my wedding. We're divorced. The ex, but my grandfather, I danced with him at my wedding. So we cut out the ceremony. We keep the pieces that are important, because where else do you have as much joy as you do at a wedding and greeting the people in line? And it's just very cool. Sometimes it's one picture. Can you restore this? Somebody tore it. My brother has a cut through the middle of his head. Can you put it back together? And then I'll do that myself, or I will work with a couple of really talented photographers in the area that help me when things go beyond my skill level.
So how did you get started into this type of business? What drew you into it?
Very logically, I was an RN. I specialized in rehabilitation services. So, of course, when I left that, I went into, I am. That's one of my other hats. But I have always loved pictures. For a variety of reasons. I'm just that person that always had the camera that was taking pictures at an event. Can you get my copy? Can I have a copy of this? I think some of it comes from being an adoptee. I love the genealogy and research part of it. And so when health reasons took me out of patient care, I kind of turned to that part that I love of working with photos. And I worked initially with people doing traditional scrapbooks. But the problem with traditional scrapbooks is they take up a lot of space. They take up a lot of time to create, and you still only have one copy. And so part of my job sometimes is to scan traditional scrapbooks so we can recreate them as a digital book that's, half as thick, a quarter as heavy. And now you can make copies for family members. I started a company 10 years ago with a business partner called Pixology. I sold that to my business partner to have a little bit more flexibility and freedom, and launched the Photo Solutions Guru in the middle of a pandemic, because starting a new business in a pandemic seemed to make sense. But we were on Zoom, and people relate. If you're not the memory keeper of your family, you know who is. You know the person that I should be talking to. And whether it's a single photo, a single videotape, or because now I have the freedom of not having a set studio location, I can do concierge. If I need to meet you and load the back of my minivan with 9 boxes of your family photo history, I can do that. And it's truly been a joy for me. And I've gotten to meet so many great people helping other business people with their photo issues, both personally and professionally. Because if you own a business, you like to be able to access your photos, put them out on all your social media. You need a home for that. So sometimes I'm working with them professionally. So networking is really important. And I do most of my marketing as word of mouth. So going to the Business Over Breakfast and going to the Professional Women of Wisconsin and joining some of these groups, Women Helping Women. I know there's another guest that's a part of that group that I've been to, has been a way to really get connected to people that need what I do and get joy and peace of mind, and no longer have that terrifying feeling when I say, what if I take your phone? What would happen to you? other than you don't know where you go after you leave this meeting. Your biggest thing is all my photos are on there, and I don't know how to get them.
No, and I think the great thing is you have a great personality to work with really just about anybody. I mean, you're very so, and that's chaos for people, and you can bring calm to their chaos with your personality and with what you have to offer. So I think that that's absolutely wonderful. There, we have Nancy said, "Wow, Anne, Pine Cove is near where she lives. Congrats on getting their history preserved and ready to share." So,
That's
yeah.
really cool because Pine Cove is in Texas.
Oh,
So that's one of my distance clients.
that's so cool.
Nice.
And it was just one of those fun connection stories on how I became a partner with them. And I've never been to Pine Cove, so it was quite a learning experience. But what's really neat is once you have everything safe, it's preserved, it's in your forever storage account, then you get to have fun, right?
Mhm.
You can make the books. You can. My three granddaughters live down in Arizona, so I can make panels like this and highlight really fun days with
Yeah.
them. I can help a family who has the greatest wedding story. Part of how they got together is she has 2 dachshunds and he has 1 dachshund. So their wedding cookies were little dachshund
Oh,
cookies
cute.
that they gave,
Cute.
and this is an ornament I made for them.
Very cute.
It's about celebrating, right?
Mhm.
Isn't that what we do? Our photos connect us, like you connect people,
Yeah,
and then we get to celebrate and tell the story.
I love it.
So when somebody comes to you with all of these things and then you're able to transfer them, offer them, do you offer all of these ideas and suggestions to them, or do they often come with already ideas in place, or is it like a combination?
It's a combination of it. Sometimes people come with a very specific goal. I need to make a book for my parents' 50th anniversary, and they've got a really focused goal. Other times it's a process. Our first step is to get everything safely preserved. We've got to get it organized. And that stops a lot of people. They don't want to come to me because they're like, oh, my stuff is such a mess.
Mhm.
Well, it took decades to become a mess. So let's not worry about that. Let's preserve it. We'll work on organizing as we go through the process. And then once it's preserved, it's organized, then let's look at what is meaningful to you. Do you want a book? Do you want wall art and have that beautiful display in your house? So I have lots of ideas and suggestions. This year it's been a lot of blankets, photo blankets, because has it not been cold everywhere in the country this year? Holy cow. And I love also the opportunity to help other people do what I do. So I work with photo managers. I have people that are part of my team, literally from coast to coast,
Wow.
and people that work with me in forever, also scattered all over, and maybe possibly Canada coming up shortly.
Oh.
So
Is that something you're looking for? Is more team members?
absolutely,
Good
because
to know. Good to know.
you can only help so many people, right?
Right.
And so connections are what matter. If I can help other people start to know how to preserve and celebrate and share, then they can help their circle of people. And it just becomes a growing experience. Forever currently has, and I guess this was a last year number, so I can't tell you what it is now, but over 100,000 photos a day are being uploaded into
Wow.
Forever.
It's unbelievable.
They're the only permanent location, they're the only place that offers a guarantee that if they went bankrupt tomorrow, they can protect your photos for the next 30 years and will make sure you get them back in your hands. You will never have their site go poof, like
Oh.
so many do all the time.
Mhm.
They're life insurance for your photos.
I love it.
And that is a partner I can get behind.
I
Because I
love
only want to do this once, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Never
so
again.
how do people get in touch with you if they would like your help?
Probably the easiest way is just to email me. It's actually pretty simple. It's Anne at Photo Solutions Guru, and that's GURU in case guru is different. .com. Anne at photosolutionsguru.com, or call me. I'm listed in a lot of places. I'm finally getting my Google My Business going. So
Nice.
that was thanks to I think it was on Think Tank or one of the groups.
We had
that
a
you guys-
very special networking event just for reviews and learning about
and that was
photos.
fantastic.
Yep.
So all of the connections that you offer have been a huge blessing in my business, and I just like to pay it forward and help other people, not just with their photos, but also if you're looking for a business idea and you need something that doesn't have a ton of overhead, a ton of stuff you have to carry around, none of this is mine. This is all, well, it is now, but I don't have to carry
Right.
I don't have to carry
Right, right,
inventory.
right.
You
Excellent.
bring your own. So
Excellent.
I love what I do.
Thank you so
That's
much for
awesome.
joining us
Yeah,
today.
thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me. I'm looking forward. I know I have a meeting sometime soon with Kim's mom
That's right.
to get started
that's
on
right.
that.
That was
So-
a Christmas gift that I got for my mother this year was
Nice.
the Forever 21 gift. So
Nope,
or
just
Forever
forever.
21. I'm sorry. I went shopping in my head apparently.
Yeah.
And
I
a
was
store I
thinking,
don't
What
like,
did you buy
glamour
for your
dresses
mom
all
at
of a
Forever
sudden.
21?
I've never gone to that store. So
It's just
pretty
automatic.
interesting. Forever.
So truly, in every family, someone ends up with the stuff. Let me help you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Anne. It was
Thank
a
you
pleasure.
guys for
Thank
having
you
me.
so much. Wow.
John, are we ready for a little
transition?
video?
So usually if someone says, Pat, I need help,
right.
I don't know what to do next, and it just feels like I'm a little bit overwhelmed. The conversation goes like this, and nodding and smiling from the Idea Collective members in the room, they'll know. The first question will be, okay, if you were independently wealthy, you could do anything on the planet, what in your business brings you joy? Because if you're an online business manager, let's use that as an example. Well, I know an online business manager, and she's tremendously talented. She can do client communication. She can do email marketing. She can do social media management. She can do event production. She can do all these different things. But what's funny is when you ask someone, what's the thing that you love doing more than anything? They usually have an answer right away. Oh, I love producing online events. Great. So if you had a business where all you did was produce online events, would that bring you joy? Hell yeah. Okay, we're on to something. So that's step one. Step two then is, okay, if you could do it for anyone, who would you do it for? Like pie in the sky, anybody. Well, I got a bunch of different clients. Okay, great. But who's the one that you can't wait till they call? You love to serve them the most. Well, I don't know if I can do this, but the person that I love helping the most is kind of like, she's a female founder. She's starting her own business and she's really got big ideas. Like, oh, okay. So if you could do it for anyone, you wouldn't do it for old dudes like me. You would do it for visionary female founders, right? Yes. All right. So let's make sure that this magic wand is loaded here. If you could do anything, you would do online events for visionary female founders, right? Yes. Would that feel like work? No, that would be the greatest job ever. Awesome. That's what you need to go do. So if that was your life, would you be happy? And normally they're like blink a couple times. Yeah, that would be really amazing. Now, why does this work? The reason why it works is that everyone, me included, you included, we are all smart enough to get paid for a lot of different stuff. Melena's in the audience. I'm not going to call her out, but we've had this conversation. When you're smart like Melena, you can get paid to do a zillion different things. But there's probably only one or two things that bring you so much joy it doesn't feel like you're working anymore.
Audience, clap it up.
Clap it up. Clap it up.
Live studio audience. Hey.
And we're back. We're back. Pat Miller is just so great.
I know.
He did such a good presentation at the last Fusion event.
I know. He's always doing big things too. Love it.
And I think he's done a TED Talk too now.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has. That was right before his TED Talk when
Yeah.
he came to Fusion last time. So we love our Fusion event. Today we have Ashley
Yes.
from Golden Nest.
Golden Nest.
Right next door, right? Is it in that
Right
one?
in front and over one.
It's so good.
This
It
new
is so
menu, new
good.
menu.
Yes, I'm happy to be here. We're rolling out our new menu right now, so I brought you some samples,
Okay,
Is
so
this
some stuff.
is this live now? This
Yes,
new
it
menu
went
is
live
live
yesterday.
now. Look at these. I'm a Benedict freak. So there's like 6 of them on there.
John agrees.
John's giving me this.
John agrees.
Yes, he's excited about it. So I have not tried a Benedict there yet.
Okay.
Next on the list.
Yes. So we are really proud of our flights. We sell mimosa flights and Bloody Mary flights all day long.
What exactly is a flight?
So you get to choose. We have
Okay.
7 flavor mimosas. You get to choose 4 of them. So I brought a flight card so you guys can take a look at it. We also make 4 different Bloody Marys. So on the flight, you get to try all of our Bloody Marys. So going with that and the popularity that was with the flights, we added a pancake flight.
Oh.
So we have classic.
John's dead over
I know,
here.
right?
He's like, wait a minute.
I knew he was going to like that.
Wait a minute, I'm dead.
So we have buttermilk pancakes, strawberry cheesecake pancakes, cinnamon roll pancakes, blueberry pancakes, and red velvet. Those are our specialties. So you get
Wow.
to choose 3 of those, and you get 1 large pancake of each. So
Oh.
going with that flight,
My.
we just kind of ran with it. So that went live yesterday.
Wow. And I'm hoping that these are like smaller size
Oh,
pancakes.
no.
They're just regular
They're
size.
regular size pancakes. Yep, they're both the size of your head. Yes.
What happens if you can't eat them all?
To go boxes. To go boxes.
Yes, midnight snack.
Right.
So I did bring some other items from our new menu. I brought you a cheesesteak. We just added strawberry rhubarb crepes to our menu, and we're moving into the summer menu. So we added a summer salad. It's a strawberry summer salad with feta and candied pecans and sliced red onions, which you can add chicken and steak or
Mitch
salmon
likes a
too.
salad.
I can get down with. I'm just saying. Mitch was mad about
He
salad.
was, he was
Yeah.
not impressed that I brought a salad, but I
That's-
chose items from our new menu so we can talk about them and the
Awesome.
steps we're moving into summer.
So can you tell us more about Golden Nest? Like how long is it, like a chain? Is it a private? How long have you been here?
So we have 2 brothers that own us. They've owned a restaurant in Beaver Dam. That will be 20 years this year. We also opened in the middle of the pandemic. We opened Golden Nest here in Wauwatosa in August of 2020. We were scheduled for February, and we all saw how that worked out for us. And we excitingly just now opened our second Golden Nest in Sun Prairie. We opened that this past November.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Yes, so we're ramping up and going really strong.
Nice. And are you a manager there?
I'm the restaurant manager at this location. Yep.
Nice.
I've been commuting back and forth, training the manager there and making sure the staff and everything's consistent. Because it is a second location, we want it to be the same. So I go back and forth right now just until we get it to the point where we know everything is going to be fluid. You can walk into one restaurant and expect the same at either one.
Nice.
People may love this or hate this, but I think it's super cool that little robots deliver your food. Oh my God, it is so cool. I believe that there's been video on the Connect Show in the past
Yes, I
of
worked
the
with
little
John.
robots,
sorry.
delivering the food. Listen, waitresses still put it on your table. Like everyone still has a job, but it is the coolest thing. They don't have to break their backs carrying all this stuff, which I think is amazing.
Yes, it was a solution to a staffing shortage.
Yeah.
Was what brought them in.
Yeah.
And it helps expedite everything just a little bit quicker. It allows the staff to follow with refills and bring the coffee pot and that. We do still employ food runners, and nobody's lost their job because of
No.
it. That was a huge concern with the community that we were replacing people. They are just a tool to help our staff do their job and do it a little bit quicker.
And now it's become a little bit of a branding.
now it's a show thing.
Yes.
It's the kids go crazy for it.
I bet.
We have
I
2
bet.
at this location. They're Brunchy and Egbert. we did a guest naming contest. We let the guests choose. We narrowed it down, and then our staff voted on them.
Uh-huh.
We have 1 at the Sun Prairie location. We're going to do the naming contest, I think, next month. So it's a fun way to get the guests involved and have them take pride into the robot and naming this part of our staff.
Having some ownership in it. That's really cool. That's really, really
I'm
cool.
imagining that robot doing cute things for, like, if there's a little kid there, maybe it brings them a little paper and crayons. Like it could do all sorts. Like it could.
Yeah,
it really could.
It's endless what we can
Yeah.
do with it. We don't do drinks on it because to me that's Danger Will Robinson.
Mhm.
But yes, they're a nice asset to our team.
Nice.
love it.
They're pretty fun. So let's tell us about your new menu items.
Okay, so right now I have the cheese steak for you. This is grilled cheese steak with peppers, onions, and cheddar cheese.
Show it to the camera.
It's gonna come with your choice of fries, fruit, or sweet potato fries. We have our strawberry rhubarb crepes. It will be 2 crepes filled with a cream cheese filling and topped with a strawberry
My.
rhubarb conserve.
And a
Oh
flower.
my!
Yes.
And a flower.
All of our sweets are served with an edible
Yes.
orchid.
Oh my gosh, that looks fab. I don't know that I've never ordered crepes from anywhere. I have had a crepe. I've never ordered one.
Oh, you'll have
Like
to
from
come
a
down.
restaurant. Nope,
We
I have not.
We have a classic crepe. It's going to be standalone, and then we have different toppings that you can add to it. This is our new crepe, and then we have a berry crepe with granola and almonds and a cheesecake filling. So.
Oh my god, that sounds good. She brought us silverware to eat in front of
Yes.
all of you.
And then we have our summer salad.
telling you that's a salad I can get down with, Mitch.
Right?
Look at this.
Salad.
Look at this salad. I don't know if he's in
Strawberries.
here or not, but if not, he's watching it.
Strawberries, red onions, candied pecans, and feta, and then it's topped with our poppy seed dressing.
God, it's
Nice.
a delicious salad. Absolutely delicious. Oh my goodness. What is your favorite new menu item that you've brought on? Look at John's got his.
I know John's all in it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I haven't made my way through the new menu items.
No.
With me going back and forth, I haven't
Oh,
had the
yeah.
opportunity to try them all. We also added a French dip sandwich. We have a pineapple habanero chicken wrap that's on the menu now as well. So we've got a lot of new things.
So you have a lot of breakfast items on here, but you're also doing lunch, dinner. Like, what are your hours? So, okay.
7:30 to 3.
Okay.
We have breakfast and lunch, and it's available all day. So both menus are available all day. So you can have a burger in the morning, or you can have pancakes in the afternoon. So we do it all.
Nice.
That is. Mitch walked in now. That is a salad anyone could get down with. I'm sorry if you don't like a good salad, but that is delicious. Here comes Mitch. Check it out.
Yeah.
He wants
Yeah,
the cheese
come on.
steak, though.
You have to go get
Mitch, you can come do a taste
no,
if
no,
you
no.
like.
That's
You're
a
not
salad.
on-
See?
I made fun of the salad, but I
really
actually
did.
do love salad.
He was
and
not
so-
impressed that I
No.
brought samples of salads.
I've only
Right.
said it
I was
12
like,
times now.
Where's the
Waiting.
pancakes at?
They don't really travel the best.
That's
No.
fair. That's fair.
No.
The cheesesteak looks amazing.
But look at that crepe.
The crepes
Yes.
look out of this world.
That's
sure.
with our strawberry rhubarb conserve. I'm not gonna lie, when the cases of the conserve came in, I may or may not have hijacked one of the jars because let's face
Did you
it.
grab
it
a
that
spoon?
great?
Did you grab a spoon and just start eating the preserves
I
right
waited.
out of
I
the...
waited till I got home, but then I did. Yes,
Awesome.
right out of the jar with a spoon.
Enjoy.
So Ashley said I'm allowed to talk about it. I do. It's not really a secret menu item, but I do get the Nashville chicken sandwich, but I have a hard time with a lot of bread. So I get it on a wrap.
Yes.
And it
Oh, yes, I remember
is
that.
so freaking good. It's good. If you want to say what's
Yep.
on it, go ahead.
Actually, that's actually one of my favorite menu items. It's a fried chicken breast,
Yep.
Mike's hot honey,
Mm.
and then a Nashville mayo. And it's served with Monterey Jack cheese on a toasted brioche bun, and then you get your choice of fries, fruit, or sweet potato fries with.
It is so good.
We
It is so
actually
good.
have a Nashville Heat Benedict as well. So it'll be a buttermilk biscuit, the fried chicken, a Nashville Heat sauce, and then it's topped with poached egg, and then the hollandaise sauce as well. So kind of the creamy hollandaise with that spicy Nashville sauce. It kind of balances out really well.
I think
Oh,
is Mike's Hot Honey. I think that's from Wisconsin
Yes.
too, isn't it? Yeah.
We do try to keep everything as local and fresh as possible.
Yeah.
We use Pritzloff meat Swisses here. We use Marchese. We try to, most of our liquor is Wisconsin made. We use a Guarded Variety as our Bloody Mary mix, which is gluten-free, vegan, and from Wisconsin.
How cool is
We
that?
try to keep all of our liquors from Wisconsin. Most of our beers are from Wisconsin as well. We try to keep everything as
Local as possible. That's awesome.
absolutely.
I love it.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I like to support local all day long.
Great
And
restaurant. Every time I've been there, so
Thank you. I pride
Mhm.
myself in keeping the staff consistent, and we want people to enjoy themselves. We want them to feel like they're at home. They're our guests. They're not our customers.
I love
Right.
that.
Awesome.
Not a customer, they're our guest.
well, thank you so much.
No, it was
Yeah.
my pleasure. Thank you. I hope you enjoy.
What is the address for Golden Nest? Do you know it off
Yes.
the top of your head?
11250 West Burleigh Street.
West
We're-
Burleigh.
Yep, we're right in the building kind of looks like a barn. Yeah, that way.
Yeah.
Right there. Right there. We get
actually-
to look at it and think about that Nashville chicken sandwich our whole show every week.
Yes, it's right in front of the building we're in.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Oh,
Do
it was
we
a
have
pleasure.
anything else?
Thank you. Nope.
I am looking forward to my
They want
lunch
to try
today.
the food. They're done.
I'm looking forward to trying
We're ready
lunch
to,
today.
We're ready to eat.
Mhm, mhm. Well, I think that's all we have. I look forward to
Absolutely.
seeing you,
I'll
and
be out there.
hopefully, a lot of our guests take a step over to Golden Nest. So thank you.
Absolutely. We'll be there every day until 3.
Sounds
All right.
great.
Thank you, ladies.
Okay,
Oh,
Jen?
Let's see if John
travel
can pull up
insurance.
there.
Is
There
it
we
really
go.
necessary or is it a total scam? And what are some tips for saving money on travel?
Okay.
I mean,
So,
just to put it bluntly.
right. So I love that question because what people don't understand about travel insurance is that it's not just for cancellation, right? So people will say to me, I don't want travel insurance because I'm not planning to cancel, so I don't need it. Well, first of all, nobody plans to cancel. You don't plan for your kids to get the flu 3 days before you were supposed to go on your Caribbean trip, right? But those things do happen. But that's not actually your biggest risk. By the very nature of the fact that you spent the money on the trip, you can probably do without it, right? So people think to themselves, well, even if I do have to cancel it and I lose some money, I mean, I spent the money, so it would suck to lose it, but it wouldn't be devastating. So I'm not going to buy travel insurance. It's actually not your biggest risk. Your biggest risk is some of the other things that can happen that travel insurance helps you with, like trip interruption. Okay, so what if mom or dad suddenly gets sick at home, or grandma or grandpa suddenly passes away, and you have to take the whole family last minute home, buy last minute one-way plane tickets. Okay, that's a lot of money out of pocket. Travel insurance pays for that. What if one of you gets sick or hurt on the trip? I myself had an injury in the Bahamas back in May. I had to go to the ER. My travel insurance helped me pay for that, because your U.S. health insurance, guess what? Most of the time does not cover you out of the country. So if you have to have emergency appendectomy in Mexico and it costs $30,000, you're going to be paying for that. Or you can let travel insurance pay for it. Okay. So those are the things that people don't know about travel insurance. It's not a scam. And one silver lining of COVID, there haven't been many, is, with respect to travel anyway, is that more people are buying travel insurance for their, and I think that's a good thing.
And welcome back into the Connect Show. Mitch Nellis, aka Thunder, back with you. Tracy's taking this segment off.
She went to go eat.
Yeah, I mean, all that wonderful food here from Golden Nest. Why not?
Well, I know.
I mean, I stuffed one bite into my mouth, and I was like, wait, Tracy gets to take this segment off? She gets to go eat? Lucky her. But lucky us, because we've got a great guest with us now.
Heck yeah, we have Diane Creekmer with us today. Welcome, Diane. Thank you so much for joining us today. You have a wonderful children's book. Do you want to tell us a little bit about who you are?
First of all, I
and
want
what
to
you
say,
do?
Diane, you've created almost like a fort for yourself. Like you've got all these fun things up, and you've got the stuffed animal. You were like,
Let's move her microphone a little to the side so it's not covering her face.
Yeah,
There we go. Yes, there we go.
Then you can talk toward us, and we're good to go.
All right. Well, first of all, I want to mention this is one of the key characters in my book. This is Dee Dee the teddy bear.
Dee Dee the teddy bear. Can I give Dee Dee a hug?
Yes, you
can.
And
I love teddy bears.
I know there has to be a teddy bear in every story.
There
His
does.
ears are a little.
That's okay.
Smushed in.
That just means he's loved.
He certainly is
Absolutely.
loved.
That's all right. I can hang on.
And I will
prop
tell
him
you
up
that
over here.
Yep, you go right ahead.
When an author writes a book, they pull from pieces of their life and they put that into the story. Well, Dee Dee happened to be my daughter's teddy bear when she was little. Oh, the real Dee Dee, the original Dee Dee, was a brown bear.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
So in my,
I had Teddy, and Teddy was
you
a
had
brown
a Teddy.
bear. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I think Dee Dee means Teddy, but she couldn't say Teddy. So
Oh,
she said Dee Dee.
Dee Dee. Oh, cute.
Isn't that cute? She
That's
was
really
little, but-
cute.
Yeah, it was. So there's Dee Dee in the story, and there is a mom and a dad. And the mom in the story is she's always kind of saying, oh, it's your big imagination. Because this little girl is a very creative little girl, and she has a big imagination. But Papa teaches a lesson in the story. So one night before bed, Holly is wondering, what happens when the lights go out? Why do I see these funny things in the dim night air? Yeah, it's like, I don't like the scary shadows on the wall and all of these things. And Papa says, well, sometimes things look different in the dark, and you are the artist of your imagination. You can take charge of the pictures you paint in your head. Wow. That was my favorite line in the book.
Holy cow.
Because there's the lesson for the story.
You are the artist of your imagination.
That's right.
Wow. That's amazing. I love that.
Yeah, that was my favorite line too. But so this little girl goes on a little fantasy adventure when the lights go out in her bedroom. And it happens after mom and dad put her to bed. And she sees the folds in her blanket becoming a sandy ocean bottom, and fish are swimming in and out of the covers. And then pretty soon a seahorse gallops by. And it's a really cute little seahorse. And she is having a ball. She's having fun. She's playing with the fish and the seahorse. And they decide to play water tag. And so she scoots out with her teddy bear onto the sandy ocean bottom to join in the game. And so there they are. Everything is great. And then all of a sudden, out of the deep, dark ocean, something appears. And I don't want to tell what that something is.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep that a secret.
That's
Yeah,
right.
you have to read the book. But she has to learn. She wants to save her new little friend, the seahorse, and all of the fish. And she figures out a way to do that in the story. And then when the lights go on, that's when Holly gets the biggest surprise of all. So,
Oh my gosh, it's like
Yeah.
the small teaser and then the big teaser. Oh my gosh.
right.
I'm
And
so excited.
what's really fun is that she learns about perception and reality. And she learns how to control and take charge of her imagination and use it for good things and not to be afraid in the dark anymore. And that's a concept that a lot of kids have, and they are really scared of the dark.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you took that. This could be like the perfect bedtime story to start reading. You don't have let your imagination run wild while you sleep.
Right.
And that you're in charge of it.
You're in charge of it. Oh.
That it can run. You can let it run wild, and that's okay. Like that's what you're supposed to do with your imagination.
Right.
But that you're also in charge. You get to be the boss of your imagination.
Exactly. And I almost used that word, the boss.
The boss. Oh,
That was
I
a
think
good
you
one
could've.
too.
Yeah, that is,
Yeah.
And I tried to write it from a child's perspective so that they would understand. And, the language in it is very fun. It's very whimsical. There's a little bit of rhyme. I was experimenting with that. And it was made to be read aloud with a parent and a child.
Okay.
And so in the back of the book, I included 10 questions. And these could be used for a parent that wants to discuss the book with the child and find out what they thought about it. Or it could be used for an elementary teacher, a preschool teacher, a homeschool mom, any of those kind of things. But it's like a lesson plan, and it's already made for you, and it's in the back of the book.
So I'm interested. Where did the seed come from? What planted the? What got you into writing a children's book?
Well, okay. This goes way, 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 way back, and it's not as exciting as the book. So, I had to make it exciting. I had to create characters and a villain and all of those fun things. But one night, I was probably 3-4 years old. I was in my bedroom, and the lights went out. I had a night light, so I could see a little bit, but, how your eyes adjust to the darkness, and there's the sparkling you see things in the air that are like little sparkles at first,
Sure.
and then that goes away and you get adjusted to the darkness or whatever. Okay, so I'm sitting in my bed and I'm seeing fish swimming in and out of my covers. And originally I thought they were goldfish, but of course they weren't, but I had done some research as this book evolved, and one of the other authors said, I would make them sparkling fish, because then your artist can take it and run with it and make it really fun. So they became sparkling fish. But basically what she saw, or what I saw, was my eyes adjusting to the darkness, and it looked like little gold specks, which were, I thought, goldfish.
So this book goes back to when you were 3 or 4 years old.
I was the kid.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
I love that.
And in my own, actually, the way it really happened, it wasn't really exciting. My dad came in, he heard me making a lot of noise, and he's like, what's going on in here? And I told him, there's fish, and they're in my covers. And I was actually scared. And my dad said, well, there's nothing there. Oh, yes, there is. And he actually made me put my hand out and feel that it was just air. But a story about that wouldn't have been very fun.
But still, you had a
No.
starting base for the story. That's so cool that it really came from your own experience.
Right.
So
and
cool.
It was really fun. And then as I grew up, I was writing stories in first grade, and they apparently were such that my first grade teacher told my parents that I should be a children's book author one day. She thought that that would be my vocation. Well, I didn't grow up to do that until now. So it took quite a long time, but I was I did some journalism work. I did some writing. I did some marketing. I did sales. So all of I guess you could say all of the things that I did in my work and my jobs throughout the years helped me to market and sell this book. So that was a good base for what I had to do now. But now I'm retired and wrote this book. And this is what I always wanted to do. It was my dream. So
Well, congratulations on that.
Thank
Where
you.
That's so
can
exciting.
where can our audience get the book?
This book you can buy on Amazon. Thank you. It's in hardback and paperback, and it's also in ebook form now. Yeah,
And it's
on
called
Amazon.
Holly's Big Imagination.
Right. It's on Barnes & Noble, Target.com, all major online booksellers,
And there's Dee
Walmart.com,
Dee.
Books A Million. There's Dee Dee.
There's Dee Dee.
Oh,
Yeah.
love it.
And the pictures are really fun. The artist is from Brown Deer, Wisconsin.
Sure.
You can also get this book in stores. It is at Hillside Coffee Shop in Oak Creek, Wisconsin. It's at Boswell Books, Books and Company in Oconomowoc. Let's see. It is at Leap of Faith gift store in Cedarburg. I just got it in there.
Cool.
Dust Bunny in Lake Geneva. It's in Michigan because that's where I'm from at the Shelf Like Bookstore. And it's also at BookBug in Kalamazoo, Michigan, where I went to college.
Local bookstores.
Congratulations on that. Support local, support local. Here we go.
right.
Right.
Love it.
And it did win an award. So I won the Pinnacle Achievement Award.
Way to go.
Yeah, that
How
was
exciting
good.
is that?
That was really exciting. I had no idea, and then all of a sudden there it was. So yeah, it's been a really good experience. And I do things in the community where I'll go out, I'll do book readings, I do book fairs, I talk to groups. Tomorrow I'm doing a presentation for a book club in Brookfield, Wisconsin. And it's just a fun way to get the word out, meet people, and it just keeps evolving.
What would you tell someone? My wife specifically, who has an idea for a children's book. She has an amazing idea, and she just hasn't done it. What would you tell someone who has an idea? What's that motivation to just get them over the hump to sit down and write the children's book?
Well, the writing of it was the easiest part. I mean, there was editing, and that took a long time. And I changed things. I changed the ending after a number of years or whatever. But this book kind of sat in the back of my mind for many years.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, when my daughter was little, she had an experience. And this is just really silly, but I'm going to have to write a book about this one too. Anyway, I heard her screaming, and I went in her room, and there's a moon in my bedroom. What? There's a moon in my bedroom. Anyway, she saw the moon coming through the rays of the moon coming through her window. And I started to think about this, and I've got to write this book. I've got to get the message out for other children. So I actually wrote it when my daughter was probably 1 or 2, and that was back in the 80s. So then it didn't actually get finished and actually put together as a book until, probably during COVID is when I started to do all the production of the actual book. And what I would tell people is it is a lot of work, but first of all, you just have to sit down and write the story and then perfect the story. And if you're writing for younger kids, read it back out loud and see how it sounds. And that's really important because you want the interaction between parent and child if you're writing for a children's book. And you want to have understandable language that fits the age of the child.
Absolutely.
So, it was a lot of fun, but you just have to start by writing it. But then you need to do your research, and you can do that on the internet too. There are free webinars on how to write a children's book and all the things that go into doing it. And there are many, and there are different ways of writing a children's book. I did everything myself, which was a lot of work.
Yeah. Sure.
A lot of details that had to be handled on my own. But there are actually places like Nico 11
Okay.
where they are, they call them hybrid publishers, and they actually find the artists for you. They get the artwork done. They do the editing for you. They use your manuscript. But they will do all the work for you and take it to completion and then get it uploaded for online platforms like Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and places like that. And then once they're done with that, you take the marketing and that's your baby to go with. So
Great.
there
So
are different
so
ways.
it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth it. I
Awesome.
mean, accomplishing the dream, I would tell someone, be persistent. Do your research, do your networking. Networking was important because meeting other authors, finding out their ideas about what I should do differently,
Yep.
learning from them. And I did have experiences that I had to learn from, and I could tell you about those too. But I think never give up on the dream. Just be persistent and get it out there.
I love it.
I just
What a
met
great
Diane.
message.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
met Diane last week at the women's networking event that
Oh,
I
great.
do. PWOW.
PWOW.
She came. Yep, she came.
Yeah.
So that was
Yeah,
that was
that was a
absolutely
lot of fun.
wonderful.
Fantastic.
I look forward to actually paging through the book, reading it to my children. I don't. They might be a little old. What's your age range for the book?
This is 3 to 9.
3 to 9. I have a
Mhm.
9-year-old,
you
so
right, and
we're
you
right
say
at the
3
end.
to 9, but I think my 10-year-old, who's a super sensor,
Yeah.
I think she would love this.
Just
I think
because.
so.
Yeah.
And I
too.
think she would want to take it to school and read it because she actually reads to the 3 and 4-year-olds at her school. Like
Oh,
that's
wow.
one of her jobs at
Mhm.
school. I think she would love to do that with the little kids.
I have had the same thing with my son. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. He reads to
Yeah.
the kindergartners.
Yeah.
So he's
I
in
think
third
that
grade.
would be
So,
awesome too.
yeah.
And I would like to see this get into more schools. I do have it in the Niles School District where I grew up. And it is there, but I'd like to get it into other schools.
Sure.
And that's a little bit of a challenge as a self-publishing person.
Yeah.
If I had a publishing house behind me, it might be a little bit easier, but
Right. But you use the word persistence.
that's it.
I have
I'm
no doubt in
never
my
giving
mind.
up.
I have no doubt in my mind that you are going to get that done. I
I
can
will
just
eventually, eventually I'm still working on it.
tell.
But
Love it.
Thank you
Little
so
by
much
little.
for joining us today, Diane. I look
Thank you.
forward to going through the book and maybe connecting you with my children's school. So
thank you.
I know
That's
the
awesome.
librarian there. So
Thank
thank
you
you
for
so
having
much.
me.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And we're back. Wow, that was such a great presentation from Diane and Mitch and Kim. We're going to see Mitch's wife start writing a children's book now.
For sure.
Yeah. A lot of great information. Well, welcome Sandra and Lisa to the show.
Yes, very much excited.
So exciting, so exciting. And with our big fusion event, I see you're doing a little bit of a display here.
I am, because you wanted me to show things, so I'm
Yes.
showing.
Awesome, awesome. So Sandra here is with Mary Kay, and she does a lot of the makeup consulting for the show. We really, really appreciate her. And Lisa Richardson is with Care Patrol. And boy, the three of us, we just do a lot of networking and keep running into each other everywhere we go, it seems like.
Yes, yes, and that's how I first met Lisa. I met her at a networking event. How many years ago was
that
that?
was 2013. It was a Chamber of Commerce event.
2013.
And it was out in
2013.
Franklin. I became her client.
She became my customer, and we would meet maybe every quarter when new products came out. We would meet in like a Starbucks, and we would start laughing hysterically. We couldn't even talk. We would just, every time we got together, well, you've seen
I just
it.
recently observed this, and I want in on this action. I was like,
So
you
we
need to
just have
include me in these
so
little
much fun,
parties
and
you're
I'm
having.
grateful that I've got a job that I get to do that, network and meet wonderful people. And so you asked me to bring some new things, so I brought some new things today. So first, I want to show you boosters. These are our boosters. This is the extra that your skincare needs. So we have 2 brand new ones. Oh, okay. John just told me to watch the table taps. I'll be quieter. Okay. So we have 2 new ones right now, and I just want to show these too quick to everybody. This is I'm going to get the exact wording. Oh my gosh. Furalic.
Oh my gosh.
It's a skin brightener, and it's going to even your skin tone. I should have practiced this beforehand. This is amazing. This is an amazing new product. And then we have a pH skin resurfacer, and this is going to help make your skin look soft and smooth. And then we have new lip colors. We have a Think Pink and a Very Raspberry, and I have samples for you too, Kim. So I have samples for each of you, some fun new colors. And we have skin bronzers, skin highlighters, and then these are mood boosts. These are new fragrant lotions. So that's very exciting.
Ooh, I'm all about the lotions.
Yeah, so
my skin is so dry right now. It seems like every February and March, as winter's ending, it's like, oh, that itch.
I got stuff for you.
So how long have you been doing Mary Kay for?
24 years. I celebrated my 24th year last November. So 24 and a half years.
And okay, I have to ask, what is your latest, biggest achievement with Mary Kay?
I just picked up a free Mary Kay car. So I earned the use of a free car, and I picked it up 2 weeks ago, Friday. It's very fun to go in. They call you up and they say, hey, your car, actually, they sent me an email. Your car is ready to be picked up. You go in, you sign your name in a couple spots. They hand you the keys, and they're like, let me show you your new car. It's a Chevy Malibu. It's not pink. People ask me for the pink. You got to work your way up to the pink. It's a silver, but it's free. So yay.
So Lisa, are you doing like much with the Mary Kay stuff, or is it more of like kind of on the side for you?
Much more on the side,
Okay.
friends and family. And when I originally signed up, it was kind of an interesting time because I had worked in long-term care at the time. And my mom had passed that year. That was 2019. And Sandra had been asking me for years and years and years, do you want to become a consultant? Do you want to become a consultant? And at one point, I just said I just needed to play with color one night a week to balance out all of the other stuff going on in my life. And for me, it was more like art therapy, to be quite frank. And so that's how I started. And then it truly is, just because my primary avocation is Care Patrol as a senior care advisor. That's what I do. I wake up doing Care Patrol, and I sometimes send emails at 10 o'clock at night. That's my world. And I make Mary Kay fit in, and it's just tons of fun.
Well,
and
that's the glory of that type of work, that you can do it part-time. It's like a creative outlet almost.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Correct. And my mom's health, mental and physical, started to decline about 2 years ago. And I was so grateful that I knew somebody like Lisa who could help me when I was, because it's overwhelming when you're like, where do I put mom? Where do I go? Who do I? And so I've been so grateful for Lisa's help with all of that. And it just ongoing. And it's a wonderful to have a support person like in your corner when you're going through that with your family members.
Yes. Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit more about how that experience goes? Like how are you helping people?
Absolutely. And what I do is when a individual has a loved one who has a care need, and they have a change in condition. Maybe they're taking too many medications. Maybe they're not taking their medications at all. They have frequent hospitalizations, or the fire department is coming over more frequently, and they call me. I will do a detailed care discovery, and that is just basically finding out what their needs are. But I also want to make sure that we have the most appropriate match, and I call it senior solutions. I really don't like the word placement because we're people taking care of people, and we don't place or put them. We actually find the best solution for them. So I make sure to appropriately match from a budget and finance standpoint, from a needs and wants, from a values. Let's say someone is Catholic, then we're going to look for a religious based community, or perhaps Lutheran. And then of course I tour along with the families and I do the follow-up. I find out what their preferred method of communication is. We're in constant contact as we go through this. And then after someone has that transition of care, I do a follow-up visit, check in with the family, make sure everything is okay, and just really stay in contact with them.
Wow. So it's really like when you were having your mom being placed, it was really a support system more for you
Correct.
than it was for your mom.
Well, safe
That's what it
place
sounds
for
like.
mom. I knew that she had already vetted these places and that they were good places to go. So I knew that already. So can I just also say this? Her service is free to family members.
Yeah,
So
that's what I thought. I heard. Yeah,
it's the financial decisions, the care. It's a lot to handle, and then to have somebody like this in your corner supporting, like you said, supporting you and your family members is just a blessing.
We also check care and violation histories. So
Oh,
I go
yeah,
into
'cause
the
that's a
DHS,
thing, right? Yeah.
and I make sure that these communities are really living up to their standards. And in fact, just before I got here, we were working with an assisted living community, and we were just sharing what is working, how can we best help each other. And Care Patrol is different that way. And also because I worked in the field as a provider, both in skilled nursing and assisted living, I know the admissions process. I know what needs to get done. I know what we need to do to execute. And I just take the bull by the horns and just run with it. And I think marketers appreciate that.
Yeah.
They really do. And we really are helping families, one at a time, just really going out there to make a difference in everyone's life and just having that passion. I have, years ago, I used to work in the hotel industry, and I have I go by what I call the 3 Ds, and that's desire, dedication, and determination. And I mix all 3 of those up, and I make sure to live that by Care Patrol every day and really live by the Care Patrol standards as well. So,
yeah. I mean, I've heard really great things about some of the services you've done. Is Care Patrol just a local organization? Is it
it's
worldwide?
actually a nationwide franchise.
Wow.
So we have 170 offices. We have 6 really in Green Bay, or 6 in Wisconsin now that we have the Green Bay. But the beautiful thing is I had a client last summer and her daughter had lived in Dallas. So I contacted the Care Patrol owner in Dallas, and she worked touring with the daughter, and then the client relocated. And being that we're that large and that collaborative, we can actually really make that happen. And even with the Milwaukee office here, we're zip code experts. So we're inside of these communities all of the time. So we know when the executive director has changed, we know all of that. And so it's important because although I might not be touring them, I will have a Care Patrol representative as a touring specialist going along with them, making sure that they're making that best choice possible. Yeah.
Nice. So you guys do a lot of networking, right?
We do.
Yes.
What are
very
some
much.
networking groups that you enjoy going to that are local? I know there's the breakfast.
The Brookfield Chamber breakfast, they're after 5, and they
Okay.
have other options.
Milwaukee Breakfast Club.
Milwaukee Breakfast
And
Club.
then, of
That's
course,
we all
your
go to
group.
that one.
Yeah.
Your group,
Yeah, but Women Helping Women.
Women Helping
networking
Women.
group.
Okay.
The PWOW.
Yes.
PWOW, Kim's group.
Right,
Yes.
right.
I'm trying to think what else I do. The Greenfield Chamber.
The
I've gone to.
Greenfield
They have
Chamber.
some very nice
Yes,
events.
yes.
I belong to Sparks.
Sparks.
Which
Okay.
is they meet the 2nd and 4th Thursday at Open Flame. And there's one professional per discipline there. And I do that. I've been doing that for about 1.5 years.
Nice.
So yeah, I do a lot of networking. And then I am, or was in the Notebook, which is No
Oh,
Woman.
I remember that
in-
book.
Yeah. So I was in the second edition.
Nice.
And we still kind of get together, from time to time. So, really monthly. So that's important. And I really do find the importance of networking because it's letting people build trust.
Mm-hmm.
And if they trust us, they're going to also trust their referral sources with us.
I mean, I do have to say, everybody that whenever I hear somebody saying that they need like a certain makeup item, I'm thinking of Sandra. And every time I hear somebody saying, I'm really having, I need to figure out what to do, with this situation with my mom or my dad. And it just happened to me yesterday, actually. And so I was like, oh, I know a perfect person I'm going to introduce you to.
And it's because it's relationship building.
Right,
You get
right.
to know each other. And you go, and Kim mentioned it too. It's about meeting people and giving what can you give, not what can I get. Because the more you give, the more it comes back to you. And I think that that's what we all do. And that's why we've built such a great connection base with each other and with the people we know.
Yeah, because you want to be able to help the people out that you like and you spend time with, and all these networking events. I mean, you end up seeing the same people over and over and over with, and it just happens. It just morphs into.
But then you get to know them, and and then you feel like I feel good about referring somebody like Lisa because I know Lisa and I know the work she does. I know what you do, and I would feel comfortable. And you can't do that if you don't get to know people.
Right. Well, it's so great to have you guys
Thank
on.
you.
Do you
This was
have?
fun.
Do you guys have any specials or anything coming up? Do you have anything with Mary Kay you wanted to let everybody know?
We have a fun hostess contest, so if you want
Okay,
information, you can put me on your website, and I'll pass on information about that.
All right, awesome. How about you?
We really don't have any, as a intangible product or intangible service, but I can certainly give, people the opportunity to meet with me. So if they have a question, again, my services are free, but I would sit down with a complimentary consultation and make sure that I am guiding them appropriately and making sure that their journey with a transition of care with a loved one is going to be the best that it possibly can be. And I will hold their hand every step of the way.
Yes, she does.
Awesome.
Well, thank you. This was great.
Thank you so much
This
for
was
coming
great.
on. Where can people reach you?
Our office is located in Mukwonago. That number is 262-223-6060. But I also do carry my cell phone around, and that is the best way to reach me. People, I asked Sandra, it's attached it's attached to me. That's 262-470-7741. I'm available by text or calling, and would be glad to help anyone who needs a transition of care with their loved one.
Awesome.
You can reach me on my cell. That's the best way. 414-483-7272.
And then we can come see your car, right?
Is
your car parked here?
It is parked. It's down the street. Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. I'll send you pictures. Yeah. All right.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much for coming
Thank
on
you.
today.
This was great.
So one of the things I wanted to talk about today, and especially with the mindset in business, is a lot of smaller companies. And I know a lot of you guys out there deal or have smaller companies. And so when it comes to that, a lot of people are always, the customer comes first. The customer comes first. Maybe at the expense of time or sleep or anything you have to do or take out of your day because you have to get this done for the customer. And what I always try to tell people is it's not always just about the customer. It's about your employees. It's about your company. And so when you can take the mindset off of, I have to please the customer, I have to do everything for the customer, not only does it free up some of your time, but it also gives your employees that sense of value. And so when I'm talking about the client doesn't always come first, this is a new mentality for some people. And so what has to happen within this is you have to have a balance. It has to be a balance between the customer. It has to be a balance between the employee. And it has to be a balance between the business. Because let's face it, we're not in business for no apparent reason. We're in business to make money. We're in business to fuel our spirit, or if it's our passion. So we're in business for a reason. And we work at a company for a reason. And so the mentality of the customer comes first loses why the employee is working for you. It loses why you're working so hard and losing sleep for the bottom line.
I can smell it. It smells so good.
I am
Bring it
so
over, bring it over.
excited to be back with some butter.
This is all butter.
Butter.
You know, I've made a butter board in the past. I was totally obsessed with the butter board.
This is not butter butter. This is not
I
butter
know, but
butter.
This is like right up my alley because it's already made in a jar.
Yes. Let's talk about butter. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you
so much for
so
having me.
much.
Yay.
I got to meet her a few weeks ago at John's
That's
event.
right. Yeah.
And I bought 4 or 5 jars of butter.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I did. And I have no shame.
It's just supposed to be great for the keto diet, right? I mean, butter is good for keto.
So, Stupid Good Food is the whole brand.
Okay.
Butter is kind of like a spoof on nothing has a common name. Stupid is
Okay.
spelled with 2 O's. Good and food are spelled with 2 O's. It's part of a stupid good world. So I just kind of get all these ingredients and I go to stores and find these eclectic things. And it started off with needing to feed clients. I was playing basketball overseas and came back and people were like, where's the other half of you and how'd you do it? Which was an over exaggeration, but I went from being genetically just built for the sport of basketball to really defining muscle tone and the whole nine. So I started cooking for clients and then wanted high protein. The next place that I lived, there were people with these niche needs. So diabetes, kids with autism, digestive things, cancer. And so I would then go back to the drawing board, research, how do I feed these people? And so it added on. And then I got sick and found out I need to be eating all these things that I've purposely made for other people. So it's a purpose. It's a business, but it's a purpose.
You're
So
filling a need. That's a need that's out there.
yeah. And I wanted it to be fun. Because food should be fun. Like it shouldn't be emotional. It shouldn't be hard to choose. It should just be
You
serving.
get excited.
Yeah.
You want to be excited for what you're eating.
Yeah. So waffles, everyone loves. And then nut and seed butters. And then cookies and Dauphins. And Dauphins are little donut muffins. Snookies are the sneaky cookies. All my juicing protocols that I do for people, I add the pulp. So I don't waste anything. So this plate, those are carrot cake Snookies, and they have a speculoos butter in the middle with an aronia berry, which is native to Wisconsin.
Her language doesn't even sound like English.
I know.
I know. They call them chokeberries, but one of my sister's friends said, hey, I know a woman with an aronia berry farm. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. What's an aronia berry? So
let's try it.
There's a lot of things out there that we don't even know that are out there.
It's
that
so
are supposed to
amazing.
be so good for you.
Yeah, nature has provided us so many amazing things that we don't have knowledge of or use. And I get flooded with them. Like marshmallow root is a root you actually dig up. And when you soak it, it becomes mucilage. And I use it for healing the gut. I put it in numerous products. It's just a replacement for an egg white. The Snookies are vegan. Everything else is vegetarian. There's an egg white in the Hoofles that look like waffles. They're called Hoofles. Who is my alter ego? He's the owl that cooks everything. So yeah, he's right there. He hangs out. Yeah. So the whole idea is to play with your food. Like this is a savory everything but the bagel waffle. Everything is made out of proteins and fibers. So you're going to get low net carb. Going back to address the keto thing, everything's grain free, peanut free, fish free, gluten free, soy free, dairy free.
It's all free of everything.
Yeah.
It's just got all the nutrition.
Yeah. And the difference is most gluten free products on the shelf are going to be first 4 ingredients starches. I don't put starch in anything. So these are going to be like a soft bread. And then like this is the first time I've done this. I've done grilled cheese with them, but this is literally the everything. And then the pumpkin seed butter is really eclectic because it's no nuts at all. And I've always wanted to make a Thai peanut curry dressing / dip with it. And so I've done it, and it's in that little thing there.
I happen to taste this behind the scenes.
Yeah. So I sub out tamari or soy sauce with coconut aminos, get rid of the soy. So everything literally falls into the pesto. There's homemade pesto on here. It's oil and nut free. And so that's what I consider a free food. Free food is food you can eat the most of that has the least caloric impact on your blood sugar in your body. So you can feel good about eating it. But my mission was always, how do I get protein and fiber in dips and sauces? Because everyone loves dips and sauces. So how do you get nutritional value?
If you could make some protein salsa, that would be amazing.
Yeah, that's a harder one without adding an animal protein. You'll taste the difference in the Thai peanut is it's a little granular because the pea protein and the prebiotic fiber, but that recipe called for honey. And because there's already organic coconut sugar and pure monk fruit, I didn't have to add anything. So it's literally just the recipe I pulled off of somewhere and just started subbing, getting rid of all the allergens. So this I've built, it's the everything but the bagel. And then that looks like cheese, but it's actually a long sweet pepper.
Oh.
And there's hummus, the Thai, the basil, and then a fresh local tomato, the pesto.
What's the white part?
That's hummus.
That's hummus.
Yeah.
Wow.
So and then there's cucumber ribbons and zucchini ribbons. So they're sliced really thin. So that right there is a full meal.
Full meal.
All your protein, all your fiber, all your good fats. And that's my goal in teaching people how to eat is don't be afraid of food, but learn how to eat so your want and your need are in the same thing.
Matt.
Yeah.
And I told Tracy she was going to love this.
I'm totally loving this.
Because often many of our guests will be on and she'll be like, do you offer anything gluten-free? No, they don't. Sorry, whatever. And this is something that is gluten-free and tastes amazing. I've been bragging about this forever. Be a silent
so are
partner
you
somehow.
selling these waffle things also?
So
like
the
do you make
waffles are called hoofles.
Okay, hoofles.
They come in 2 packs and you can order 6.
Okay.
So there's some sampler packs so you don't have all the same flavor. I learned the hard way on that one. I had like 50 some different flavors of these pancakes that I made. That was my first business, was this Fit Flapjack company.
Oh.
And so I was at the time teaching a lifting class in Miami Beach, and one of the clients who came in worked for Cisco, and he's like, you're never going to make it. I'm like, oh, well, that's real positive.
Yeah,
Thanks. But he said to me, if you can make one staple recipe with all the same ingredients and then start adding ingredients to it, then you're going to make it.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah. So that's what I did. I formulated over years to get where it is now. So it's just soft and chewy, or air fry it. And it's crispy without the starches, without the gluten, without dairy, soy, and the whole 9. And so the Hoofle Sammys are like, this is banana bread, and it has the cookie dough butter and a chocolate butter with a banana. This one is blueberry with the lemon butter, and then there's a little blueberry in each little square. This is super eclectic. It's sweet potato barberry, which is a berberine, is what diabetics use if they don't go on meds to control blood sugar. So the barberry is the 1/4 of the size of a dried cranberry without sugar and oil added to it. And then the golden butter, which is, I didn't think anybody would eat. I had this recipe forever. It's almond and walnut base. And then I added turmeric, cinnamon, ginger, and black pepper.
Yeah, I have that one.
And it tastes somehow like a Teddy Graham.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you don't taste the turmeric. It doesn't scream, hey, I'm turmeric. It's like somehow tastes. So that I often do that one with chocolate waffles and a vegan marshmallow, and you get a s'more. So it really is all about playing with your food. I mean, the little Snookies in the front.
I know.
Yeah, I'm going to cut them all and everyone can just devour them.
Yeah, this is what I call lunch. Like food I can eat and not feel guilty about eating. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing too. Food is emotions are super important. They're they tell us our path, but too many people are making decisions based on emotions. Yes. And when you, what I call sit on the fence, you sit above it all and you look down and go, oh, here's perspective. Like I have choice. I can have what I want without guilt as long as I'm getting what I need. So essentially that's what I've built. But I'll never forget, a client said to me, she was doing a 12-week program I offer. And she's like, when can I have ice cream? And I said, when you don't feel guilty about eating it.
Yeah.
Because think about when you're a kid, like you run, you play, you have fun, and you do what you do. And you don't think, oh, I shouldn't have another scoop of ice cream. You don't, and
you don't even know when you're younger about what's good or what's not good. Typically, it's just whatever you're being allowed to eat.
Yeah. And then you recognize much quicker because the awareness level in kids is so high that my body did not like that.
Yeah.
And so as adults, we have to disconnect from that emotional based eating. And it's really not about want or need, but it's the habit underlying.
Mm-hmm.
And when you break that habit, all of a sudden your body is so receptive to what you're putting in it. And everything I make is so easily digested that even if your gut's sick, you have a better chance of absorbing the nutrients. That's why the butter is so important, because
I can't read that.
It's
how do we get this stuff?
Oh.
She's like, she's reading fast.
Yeah, we'll get there. Super simple, but oil and sugar are carriers. So what they're going to do is, as soon as they hit your palate, the digestive enzymes are ready and they absorb quickly. They carry anything nutrient dense in them to the blood sugar, and your body absorbs them really quickly. Well, the problem with sugar is what, besides fruit, right? There's no nutritional value. So if you were to eat something like this, or I tell people eat fiber first and separate your carb and your fiber. So vegetables aren't carbs in a stupid good world. Vegetables are fiber.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get rid of potatoes, corn, high starch, now it's a free for all. Use something like the Presto Pesto, and now you've got all the dressing you need, all the flavor you need, and it's across the board. So it's super simple. I've put everything compactly into one Sammy or in 2 hoofles, and the butter I carry in my glove box. If I'm coming out of the gym and need a hit of protein and fiber, I just take 2 tablespoons. So
you have a product I really obviously stand behind, because I've been doing it since I met you now. Like I'm hungry, I go eat a spoonful of butter. Like because I have to do protein first. That's the way that my dietary needs are. I have to do protein first. Everything else comes next. I don't even feel like I'm eating protein at all. And do you have anything like the classic hazelnut spread that everyone knows and loves so much? My kiddo happens to ask for a Nutella sandwich, and I'm not really down to give him that for lunch. So
I finally did one. I did Brazil and hazelnut with cocoa. It's part baking, part dark. 2 to 3 grams of sugar per 42 gram serving.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then I reversed the order of the nut and did a lemon. So you can buy a dehydrated lemon juice. It comes in a crystal. It has no sugar in it. True Lemon is the brand. You can buy it at Walmart. You can buy it at Festival.
Yeah.
I found it all over. And I just add that. And so the blueberry lemon, you're going to get the pop of blueberry, but somehow everything I make carries through the taste buds. So the speculoos, which is between the carrot cake Snookies, that has 7 spices. And when I sample, I love to just watch people's expression and then ask them what they get. And some people get, it's cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, clove, star anise, coriander, white pepper.
Yum.
And right away I get
This
the white
smells like
pepper.
Christmas.
But it's amazing on grilled chicken right off the grill too.
Oh, wow.
So now you've got your healthy fat. If you have a chicken breast, your chicken takes care of the protein. Add a sweet potato and a bunch of veggies, and boom, you've got a full meal. So it is all about balance.
Mm-hmm. So how are you making these? Are you making them out of your home? Do you have like a kitchen that you rent? Or
So I came from Knoxville to visit my sister in December. John found me sampling my food at the Brookfield Square Market and said, "What are you doing February 4th?" And so my life kind of moves me where I'm needed. And I had been in Knoxville 15 years. And my sister was like, "Why don't you just come and see what happens?" So I've officially moved most of my stuff here. I'm on the hunt for a kitchen. It's a hard thing because I can't cross-contaminate. So gluten floats through the air. I don't want peanuts present. no dairy present, no fish present. So I've come across a couple spaces, but still on the hunt for that. So right now it's just still cottage industry. And I've started doing stupid good food home parties.
Oh,
to where
awesome.
I bring a monster salad with all these crazy sides people have never heard of. Like, have you ever heard of a lapini bean?
No.
It's the only bean higher in protein than carb. And the only pain about it is you have to, you bite the edge and then you squeeze the bean out. They come cooked already. And the protein is right in the bean, but the outside is really hard. So the first stupid,
Kind of like a soybean?
kind of,
Because
but
you don't eat the soybean outside either.
yeah, it looks like a light colored lima bean.
Mm.
It's not green. It's got a off yellow hue to it. But I found them years ago and actually got some lapini bean protein to mess with.
Oh.
But as I was shopping for this stupid good food party, there the lapini bean was. It's like calling my name on the shelf.
Do it.
Yeah, so I drained them and I took 45 minutes to do the whole jar, and just people were floored. They're kind of like a my sister's kind of a picky eater. She never liked peas or beans, and she's like, do I have to try this? And I said, just, taste it. And she said it tasted like a crunchy feta mixed with a bean.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's they soak them in brine to keep them, and they're just an amazing little bean.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
I'm in for the in-home party. We have a live studio audience that wants to know, how do you get stupid good food?
Yeah. How do you get it?
To get stupid, you go to Stupid Good Food or stupidgoodworld.com.
He's got it on the screen
Yay!
for you. Stupidgoodworld.com.
And just remember to spell stupid with 2 O's.
Yeah.
Because it's food so smart, we take the U out of stupid.
Oh.
Oh.
So the home parties are cool because
Nice.
everyone gets to play with their food. And I teach people how to balance and how to make free foods, like the pesto, like the salads, and how to add flavor. There's actually, I can share this link somehow, but there's on Facebook, there's a salad party Wednesday night. One of the trainers from the Princeton Club is having it, and I'm going to take Stupid Good and add the protein.
Yes.
So everyone had a Google Doc, and they're bringing something in a jar. So everyone gets a jarred salad, and then I'll go make some Sammys and make some
Nice.
magic happen.
Nice. So at your home parties, you're not giving away your recipes, are you? You're
No.
promoting, you're selling your product.
Yeah.
It's just ready to buy, but they can sample them all.
But there are a cookbook full of recipes ready to go that pares you down to what started as proteins and greens. So it's all the vegetables under a certain amount of sugar. You don't do fruits. If you do fruits, they're raspberries, blackberries, cranberries, because those 3 fruits have more fiber than sugar.
Mm-hmm.
So you can eat your fruit. It's just, it's when to eat it.
Yeah.
And to me, it's the savior of your blood sugar, because everyone kind of feels when they get shaky and that's your blood sugar dropping. And that's
Yep.
when you want to have your fruit.
Yeah.
Fruit is a digestive bomb if it's mixed with proteins, fats and proteins. That whole gut thing is all about how even fruits and vegetables shouldn't be eaten together, only juiced together.
Interesting.
So I've learned so much about the digestive system, and high digestibility is, I'm not against any food. I don't think there's good or bad food. I think there's optimal food.
Mhm.
And you find that for you by listening to your body. And when you ate something and your body was like, oh my God, give me more of that. That's what, that's what your body craves. That's what you want to lean toward. So create a meal out of that. If it's kale or a cookie, you aren't what you eat. You are what you think about what you eat.
Mhm,
So if you're
mhm.
already telling your body this isn't good for me because it's sugar and it's a cookie right off the bat, then what does your body do with it?
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
So it is. It's just raising your awareness and having fun. Just play
Mhm.
with your food. Like that's
Yeah.
what it's all about.
So when they order off of your website, do you like hand deliver them? Do you put them in the mail? How long do they expect to be able to get them?
Usually within 5 days.
Okay.
And I do mail them. I'm working on a pickup location right now. And
Okay.
if someone has a Stupid Good Food home party, they become an affiliate.
Mm.
And then anyone who's referred on their link, they actually start to get paid for their referrals.
Nice.
And a Stupid Good World, there's clothing with all my inspired artwork.
Oh.
There's all the programming of how to shift your mindset.
Yeah, because you mentioned before you had a course or an education piece also to learn about how to eat better and stuff like that?
Yeah, there's we can do just the food bit, but I like to add the mental shift first. Find out where a person is. The clothing is called Where You're At.
Okay.
It's WEAR, your at symbol, and it's wearing yourself out. So everything on it's inspired when you read it to remember your promise to yourself, or remember where you were, accept where you're at. And it's just about moving forward with awareness.
Nice. One more question. What is the shelf life of the Buddhas?
8 months in the cupboard.
In the cupboard?
Yeah, it doesn't like the fridge. It will be
8 months in the cupboard.
because there's
If it lasts 8 months.
That's great. It
Yeah.
ain't lasting 8 months.
Yeah.
What about opened?
Same thing.
Same thing. Unbelievable.
Just stir it. Any natural nut or seed butter is going to get hard at the bottom, so just stir it. I'm working on finding a Buddha box that you can stir the whole thing around the perimeter and then put the lid back on. So yeah, it's all in the works, and more things are going to come, and there's 3 more Buddhas no one's seen. So it's just like,
Hopefully, a lot of people have seen you first on the Connect Show today.
Right.
I
Okay,
have a
I
feeling
have
you're
one more
going
question. I
smart.
have
Yes,
one more
please,
question.
please.
Which is your favorite?
That's like choosing a favorite child.
so my body doesn't handle a lot of fat well.
Okay.
So I would say right now my favorite Buddha is either the pumpkin seed. The pumpkin seed trail mix I don't eat because it's straight up addictive. Like it's like take a spoon, hide the jar somewhere, walk away, forget where you put it, because you'll eat the whole jar.
Okay.
And the only danger in that is it's either going to stop you up or make you go. But the golden is so eclectic. It's just everything I've put it with has been amazing. And I mean, the turmeric and the black pepper with the fat are going to go and do great things in your system. Without the black pepper and the lipid, turmeric literally gets booted out of your system because your liver is so smart, it sees it as something foreign. So the black pepper and the fat allow it to bypass and be absorbed into your system and do the anti-inflammatory and all that good stuff.
I want to learn everything you know.
Yeah. Let's have a party.
We might have to have a party.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thank you so much for joining us today. I've been checking it up for a few weeks. So
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
I
thank you
think
so much
it's
for coming on.
amazing product, and you're going places. I do really believe that.
Come
Wisconsin
with me.
will take you. I'm
Let's do
here.
it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much. And John, do we have another?
Do we have another?
How do you expand yourself from a core networking group, or do you stick with kind of one networking group? And
Oh, that's a great question. Networking, if you're just starting out in networking, it is going to be a little bit of a, how you want to say, a job. You have to know and find the right fit for the networking group for yourself. And the main thing too is you need to give in order to get. I'm a huge giver. I'm very passionate about helping others, love to educate, and you can't just be in one or two networking groups. You need to be in several. Get into your community. I'm a huge into the community, even in the community surrounding myself as well. So that's huge as well. As long as you get out in front of others and let them know who you are, and it's just the building of trust, right? Need to build that relationship.
I was just adding a sound effect.
Yeah, why not?
Tracy.
And here we are.
Here we are.
Hi, everybody.
Wow, that was a great fusion event.
Wasn't that?
All the foods.
I know.
Yeah.
I am
Good
so
stuff.
hungry
Good
right
stuff.
now. I can't even tell you. I'm starving, but I'm about to protein it up over
Yes,
there.
you are. Yep, you're about to get taken care of, no doubt about that.
Yeah. I mean, what if we went to the Golden Nest and then took some of their stuff and added the butter onto the
Ooh.
What if we mixed them all up?
Right.
Fancy.
Oh,
Before we go any further, Tracy,
Yes.
we have to wish someone a happy Friday, a happy
Uh-oh.
birthday
Busted.
to Kim Knock.
Thank you.
It's her birthday on Friday.
It's
Happy
my
birthday.
birthday on Friday. I didn't say a word. I was. Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm going to go take a little trip to Nashville for my birthday. I've never been. Super excited. I have some friends
It's a
taking
great
me.
place to celebrate. It's so
Yeah.
much fun.
Yeah.
Love Nashville.
I have to get boots, apparently.
Yes,
My
you need to
boots
have
are
boots
not.
for sure. Yeah.
My boots are not there. So I'm really looking forward to it. Little road trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So thank you
Good
guys.
for you. You
Thank
bet.
you.
What do we got next week, Tracy?
I don't know what that was for.
Oh, that was an
Oh.
ooh, not a boo. Like ooh.
It sounded like a boo. Did you
Yeah.
just boo my birthday? No, it was an ooh. You
He was-
booed my birthday,
I think he was
producer
oohing that you're
John.
going to be wearing boots. Ooh.
Yeah, it does kind of sound like an ooh in retrospect.
There we go. All right, Tracy, what do we got next
Okay.
week?
Next week, we are here again, back in studio, and we have Al Tim and we have Emily Fell, and we're going to talk about all
her hands.
things networking and getting your business started. Emily's right in the beginning of getting her business started, and Al has helped a lot of businesses get started and get on the right path with all of his insurance stuff, and so we're all talking new
Cool.
business, networking, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So pretty excited for that.
Hard stuff, but worthwhile stuff. That's for
Mhm,
sure.
mhm.
Today was such a fun day.
It was.
Wasn't it fun?
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm-
It was a blast.
It's sunny outside. We had great guests. We had a studio audience almost the whole time. Books
Mhm.
and pictures and
I know.
food and all the good things.
Yes.
So thank you
Yes.
so
Lots
much
of
to
fun.
everyone
Lots of
that
fun.
joined us today. Sorry if you had to watch us eat food. Well, we didn't really eat
We
too
didn't
much.
really
No, we didn't
eat
eat.
too
We
much.
just-
But I'm really not that sorry.
No.
No.
Because you're about to eat.
We are about to eat it as soon as we get off of here. So,
So-
but it is getting to be almost noon,
Yeah.
right? It's like lunchtime.
It is.
All right,
So remember, go find that energy. Go be kind to yourself. Go make some connections. Go do some networking. Build your social network and all the good things.
Heck yeah, we'll see you next week.
See you guys later.